All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode on Everywhere Trade. Happy Sunday to you all. It's currently Sunday. 6 p.m. here in Lagos, Nigeria. So right now, what an interesting week I had last week. So this week is even more interesting. I'm seeing decent opportunity in the market this week. Very, 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 very clean opportunity, clean market this week. So let's jump down to it. The first trade on my list this week is GBP USD. And if you follow up with me last week, you know I traded these markets. I made mention of these markets being at a very clean support and resistance zone, which was at this level. We had this breakout, this retest, so it was proper that we have this fall to the downside. So on the weekly right now, we are still bearish. This being our lower low, this being our lower high. And like I always say, I go with the trend. All right, the trend is your friend. So on the weekly, we are bearish. This is lower low. This being our lower high as at the zone. So what am I expecting this week? I'm expecting a new low. If this zone is to be taken out, if this area is taken out, all right. But we can still have a bounce off from this zone. You see, the last time it got to the zone, what did it do? Bounce to the upside, broke above, retested the zone, bounce to the upside, got here to the upside, and now it has come back. Although I see that the breaker retest now pushed to the downside. And as at this level, we are at a very clean support and resistance zone. Whenever we are above, we are using it as support. Whenever we are below, as a resistance. Whenever we are below, resistance. Okay, whenever we are above, support. Whenever we are above, support. So whenever we are above, support. Whenever we are below, resistance. Whenever we are below, resistance. So I'm waiting for this market to clearly break out its own retest on the daily. On the other hand, the daily, we are also bearish. This has been our lower low, this has been our lower high on the daily. So we are still bearish on the daily, lower low, lower high. And on the daily, we are at a very clean resistance zone. You can see this beautiful indecision right here. This is the evening star already moving, already pumped to the downside, which we used to sell last week. All right. So right now we are below this zone, which I like the fact that we are just below this area right here. So which is really good. So now are we going to have this breakout retest for me to sell to the downside? On the daily, on the other hand, we are still at a very clean support and resistance zone. Whenever we are above, we are buying as a support. Whenever we are below, as a resistance. So very simple, straightforward. All right, coming down to the 4 hours, we are also bearish. So we have the 3 time frame bearish in this market. That increases our odds of actually what winning this market. Now this is what I'm literally waiting for: a breakout, retest. Then I'll go down to the 2 hours, the 1 hour, or the 30 minutes for my entry. Just like I did last week, I took my entry on the 30 minutes, which was the indecision candle right here. If you know me, indecision candle is what I use in trading. I use indecision candle, tweezer, or bearish engulf, or pin bar. I use pin bar sometimes. I use pin bar, indecision, bearish engulf. So the next trade on my list, the next market I'm very much interested in is GBP CAD. GBP CAD, remember a few weeks ago when I brought this pair down, I made mention of we are going to have a little retracement to the upside. Okay, and once we have that retracement, I'll be looking to sell this market. So right now we have it. We have this breakout which we sold. We follow this breakout down. Now we are having this retracement to the upside. Okay, and this is at a very clean support and resistance zone. I think USD CAD is one of the cleanest pair I have for this week. Doesn't get any cleaner than this. We broke out of this zone, retested. The last time we got to this zone, what did we do? We bought to the upside. We got here, so I was just simply expecting that buy to the upside as well. Now we have bought to the upside. We are at a very clean support and resistance zone on the weekly, on the daily. Don't think there's no more history. Then on the daily, switch to the daily. You can see this is just a textbook trade. You can see this area has just been respected whenever the price is above it as a support as a this zone, support. So whenever we are below, we're going to be using this as what, as a resistance. All right, it's very straightforward. Now we are, as at this zone, we are having the daily already giving us a bearish engulf. The daily is bullish as well. The daily is bullish. This has been our higher. This has been our lower high as at this zone. The daily is bearish. The weekly is bearish. The 4 hour, on the other hand, is also bearish. This has been our lower high. So what I'm simply waiting for is a breakout, retest, go down to the 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and get my entry either with the indecision candle, a candle formation like this, a bearish indecision candle, pin bar, okay, pin bar more of a candle like this, all right, or a bearish engulf. The next trade I'm looking to take is Euro JPY. I have really decent trade this week, very decent. Euro JPY, we have been buying for a while, and now I think we are overdue for a retracement. All right, the weekly is bearish. This was our higher high, previous higher high, this higher low. We had this bearish candle, this massive bearish candle, boarding close below this higher low. Now we are bearish. Now we are lower low and lower high until the market close above this lower high. We still remain bearish, or the market close below this lower low, we still remain bearish, and this still remain our lower low, lower high. So on the weekly, you can see on the weekly we had this pull to this level. What happened? We pushed the downside. Now we had the breakout, we came back, retested this zone again, pushed to the downside. Now we are at this zone again. All right, but I'm not just looking to enter at this zone. I'm waiting for you to take out this zone right here. Okay, because if you look at this, you can even call this a mini head, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, coming back for a retest. Now on the daily, we are at a very clean resistance zone. This is a very clean resistance zone. Whenever we are below it, we are using it for we are selling. Whenever we are below it, we are selling. Below it, selling. Now we are here again for the third time. So it's logically looking at it, we are looking to go down for a sell. From a technical point of view, this market has a high chance of push to the downside compared to the upside. On the 4 hour, on the other hand, on the 4 hour, we are bullish. The 4 hour, we are bullish. This is our higher high. These are higher low. So what I'm waiting for this market is for this market to shift, to give me a shift in structure. Okay, once I have the 4 hour close below, body close below this zone right here, giving me a shift in structure, then I will have the 3 time frame in my favor for a sell. Okay, now once I have that as a retest, I'll be going for a sell. Same thing, I go down to the 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes of my entry, either the indecision candle, okay, candle like this, pin bar, indecision candle, this kind of a candle formation, pin bar, or what, bullish, bearish engulf. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Euro JPY. Pretty straightforward, straight. These are very simple and straightforward market. Okay, the next pair I'm looking to take is NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY, another interesting market. So NZD-JPY, we are also, this is also a bearish market. The weekly is bullish. This has been our higher high, higher low. All right, so we are at a very clean support and resistance zone. Whenever we are below, we are using to sell as a sell. Whenever we are below, that's a resistance. Whenever we are above, that's a support. Whenever we are below, okay, rejection, double rejection on the weekly. Whenever we are below, resistance. Whenever we are above, break above, retest, support. Whenever we are above, support. And now this market is looking like it's going to push to the downside, all right, because of this weekly bearish engulf right here. But for me, I want a clear breakout of the zone. The market has just been rejecting this area for a while now, so I want a clear breakout. We have a higher chance of NZD-JPY pushing to the upside. There's higher chance of NZD-JPY pushing to the upside, coming back to this area for a retest, which I will be very much interested in selling from this top. All right, I'll be very interested in selling from this top. But if I have a clear breakout out of this zone, out of this clean zone, okay, that is acting as a support right here, is acting as a support out of this zone. If I have a clear breakout of this support, turn this support to a resistance, I'll be going in for a sell. All right, I'll be going in for a sell on the daily. Clean area on the daily whenever we are below resistance, whenever we are above support, resistance. Okay, very clean, self-explanatory. On the weekly we are bullish, daily bearish, 4 hour we are also bearish. On the 4 hour we are having this as our lower low, lower high, so we are bearish. So now on the 4 hour, you can see on the 4 hour we already have this close below. Now I'm just waiting for this market to break out of this zone on the daily. Once I have that retest, I'll be going for a sell. The next market I'm interested in is AUD-CHF. AUD-CHF, very interesting pair. Alright, AUD-CHF, I'm seeing this as more of a retest. This market has been bearish for the longest time on the weekly. It has been bearish. I've traded this market a couple of times. Alright, so the market is bearish on the weekly. These are lower low, these are lower high, and this market has finally found its way up onto this zone. I traded this market around this area. I cleared out everything. Alright, so it has found its way up to this level, retested this weekly lower high, but it didn't break or close above. So now we are having this beautiful market. This market at a very clean area. Alright, so what I'm waiting for is for this market to break out of this zone. I'm simply waiting on the market to break out of this zone. On the daily, on the weekly we are bearish. On the daily we are also bearish. On the daily we are bearish. We are having this as our lower low, this as our lower high. Okay, we are having this lower low, lower high. So what I'm waiting for right now is for this market to take out this zone, to break below, take it out, retest, and then I have that push to the downside. All right, okay, this might also have a push to the upside from this zone. It has a chance, there's a high chance of this market pushing up to the upside from this zone. But if I have that breakout retest, I'll be going in for a sell. All right, so on the 4 hours we are bullish. This has been our higher high, this has been our higher low. So what I'm waiting for on the 4 hour is very simple. I'm waiting for a shift in structure on the 4 hour. Once I have that breakout retest, I'll be going in for a sell. I think that's pretty much it for this week. Okay, the next trade is AUD CAD. Interesting market as well. AUD CAD on the weekly, we are bullish on the weekly. Okay, this is also a very clean. On the weekly we are bullish. This has been our higher high, this has been our higher low. Okay, now we are at a very clean support and resistance zone. Whenever we are below it, we are using it as a resistance. Whenever we are above, support, resistance. Okay, support. Whenever we are above, support. Whenever we are below, resistance. So now we are at this zone, and I'm liking what weekly is doing already. Weekly has given me a bearish engulf. Okay, so on the daily, let's come down to the daily. The daily we are also what? Bearish. The weekly we are bullish. The daily we are bearish. The daily, this has been our lower low, this has been our lower high as at the zone. Okay, lower low, lower high on the and we are at a very clean support and resistance zone. And mind you, AUD CAD and AUD CAD also have a chance of pushing up from this zone, which should be fine. Because if this market pull all the way to this zone, pull from this zone up to the upside and close there, retesting this area, I'll be looking to go in for a sell. So now we are still bearish on the daily. On the 4 hour, we are also bearish. So we are having two time frame in our favor in this. We are having the weekly bullish, the daily bearish, and the 4 hour bearish. So now what I'm waiting for right now is for this market to give me a clear breakout of this zone. After the retest, we're going for a sell. Same thing, I'm waiting for all the pairs. So these are pretty much the market I'm interested in this week. These are the market I'll be watching for this week. All right, that's pretty much it. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, total of 6 market I'll be watching for this week. All right, so I'm just looking for two to three good trade. I'm looking for 2-3 trades for the whole week. So that's pretty much it for this week. Interesting week, interesting market. All right, so I hope you're all ready for this week. Okay, so that is all for now. In case you are new here and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button and also the subscribe button to get more content like this. All right, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm wishing you a beautiful week and a successful trading week. All right, stay tuned. My next video dropping on Friday. On Friday, I'll be dropping a market update on how all this market played out. All right, peace out for now. Enjoy the rest of your week.